When global warming reaches 2 degrees Celsius, an estimated 99% of the Earth's coral will be lost. Greenhouse gas emissions like CO2, as we know, can lead to rising temperatures, but these temperatures aren't just in the atmosphere, they're also in the oceans. And this can lead to stress for the animals living there, like coral. Specifically coral, when they're stressed, the algae that live in their tissue, which they have a symbiotic relationship with, leaves them. And this makes them really vulnerable to diseases. And so when the stress is prolonged, they can even die. You may have seen pictures of bleached coral online. That white coral is the coral that don't have the colorful algae living in their tissue. This is a disastrous issue because oceans are like the heart of planet Earth. They provide the homes for so many animals. They provide food for humans. They're a carbon sink, meaning they remove more CO2 from the atmosphere than they release. And they provide the livelihoods through recreation and tourism for millions of people around the world. But none of this would be possible without coral reefs. We treat humans when they're sick, so why can't we treat coral too? Well, actually we can. Coral probiotics are like medicine for coral, and by applying them to coral reefs, we can help them resist stress and recover and regrow after periods of stress. If or when this solution is implemented, we will no longer have to worry about our reefs dying, and they may continue to provide for us for generations to come. The issue is, though, that we need to somehow figure out how we can quickly and efficiently get the probiotics from the lab to the coral reefs. And we could do this by manually diving down to them, but this costs time and money. It would be a lot easier if we get robots to autonomously do this for us. Unfortunately, there's a lot more steps to this than just building a robot. I'm currently focusing on the software part of this and detecting which corals need to be treated and which corals don't. I wrote a Python program that determines whether a photo is showing healthy coral, bleached coral, which needs treatment, or dead coral, in which case treatment would be no use. I used RGB values in this, which stands for red, green, blue. And these are each values out of 255. When these values are all maxed out at 255, it creates white. And so my code has a threshold which takes off the upper echelon and classifies those as bleached, as bleached coral usually have very light colors. For the middle values, this is bright colors, so that's the healthy coral, and the low values signify dead coral because 000 would create black, and dead corals are usually dark gray or brown. I'm now going to show a demo of my code in action. If you're interested in trying this out yourself, I wrote an article about how you can do it on Medium, and I also have all my code on my GitHub, which you can check out in the links or also on the screen. This is my code, and the first thing I do is just run the code, and it asks me to input the name of a downloaded image. Basically, I name my images based on what's in the photo, but it doesn't matter what the name is. It just made it easier for me to test it out. And then it shows me the image. These images were really zoomed in on the coral just so it makes it a little bit easier. And it shows me the average RGB values. This is the red, green, and the blue. And it says this image shows a bleached coral. I can try that again with a healthy coral or a dead coral. And you can see here again, it prints it out. And it says this image shows a healthy coral. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you found this interesting or if you want to hear about any more of my coral related projects. See you next time!